What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Still coming off the high of that win and quick turnaround. We already got a game tomorrow, but it's Wednesday. Hope you got your cafecito ready to toss some canes. And today we're going to talk about a very specific subject. We're going to talk about one of the more criticized groups, maybe the most criticized group aside from the offensive line of this team for the past calendar year, the wide receivers. Xavier Restrepo, Jacoby George, even Kobe Young to a degree, all had great games on Saturday against a big time opponent. And I thought I'd bring on the source, the wide receiver guru of the Canes content creators. Let's bring him on right now. Stevo.
Yo, what's going on, family?
What's going on, man? How you been, man?
Good. I've had it's been a long time coming for me to see this type of performance because people switched up on TBD, people switched up on my boy X and Kobe, even though he had some struggles. Obviously, you saw the talent flash throughout the whole game, but them boys was on it. Then to see Isaiah Horton he had the one-on-one. That was where the safety wasn't helping. And TVD trusted him and threw that ball. And so that's huge to come down with a play like that in that game. Like that type of, swung the momentum our way. Like we dominated the rest of the half after that touchdown. So, and came out to lead the half at the half. So, I mean, that play was important. So the receiver room as a whole, did they thing. Bashar did on special teams, so the receiver room, they just found ways to make plays.
Yeah, totally. I agree. That Isaiah Horton touchdown was kind of the play of the game to me to turn the game in our favor because really it was all Miami after that play. Yeah, and we overcame a couple of drops, a little adversity. Tell me, as a wide receiver, like how big is it for a QB to still trust you and still throw the ball to you, even though you may drop a pass or two? Like how big is that trust, and is that something different from last year that you noticed?
I mean, X had one that TVD had to throw super early, so it was already as soon as he turned around, it was at his face mask. But he has to catch that. That's X. You know what I'm saying? He's used to making them type of catches, so he'll tell you that himself. So but TBD would never lose trust in X. You know what I'm saying? It was just the circumstances and it happened. The jitters were out after that. Kobe Young dropped the post curl. That was a great read by TBD. He put it right on the money. Came back the next play, caught the drag, and then we scored that drive. So I mean, I think it was just the situations where the two drops are just it is what it is, and then they both made stupid plays after. So the trust factor, I don't think it's ever in jeopardy. I think the offense is repped well all spring, all camp. So I think they got it. Jacoby, he dropped a touchdown, and TVD threw him two more after that. So I mean, I think to be honest, it's just go and shoot it. If TVD would throw it to you no matter what, if it's one-on-one. If you don't catch it, I mean, it's up to the coaches to not put you in again. But if you get a one-on-one again, he's going to throw it.
No, for sure, and glad he did. I want to touch on Jacoby specifically because I feel like you've been telling us about Jacoby George since like COVID. Like it's I feel like you were one of the guys that's been hyping him up the most the last couple of
He's
years.
from I went to Plant. He went to Plant. So he's from the way. He trains with my boy TA at Gold Feet. Yeah, he's been that dude.
Yeah, man. So what? I mean, after seeing that performance, I mean, if he didn't have that drop in the end zone, he would have had three touchdowns for like a
Not
buck
for
50. No, he would have had four. You're right.
yeah.
Four for like a buck 50, something like that. Would have been like a Santana Moss kind of day. That made me definitely rethink like his ceiling because people talk about this receiver room as like, well, there's no like Marvin Harrison Jr. There's no like first round pick. I'm like, yeah,
I
but
tell you what,
there's a couple of NFL guys though in this room. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they are, and the one we're talking about is one of them. I've been telling y'all for a long time that he was going to leave Miami as that guy, and it's starting to come. Everybody writes him off after that injuries and suspension last year, but he's healthy. He's in an offense that's going to really promote playmaking, and that's what he does. The most important thing is across the whole receiver room is making the first person miss. That's the biggest difference between last year. Even though we had some bad plays, you didn't see somebody just say, "Okay, like F it, I'm gonna make somebody miss and then go get some yards." Now X, well, he never gets tackled on the first tackle. Like that's dead. Never, it'll never happen. But Jacoby, same thing. He's dead legging somebody. Somebody's missing when Jacoby gets the ball. Not the first person running up is gonna hit him. I promise you. And even Kobe Young with power was been doing that against Miami, Ohio. He broke one before halftime, broke a tackle on a curl, and then went upfield for 15, 20 yards right before half and got out of bounds. So these guys are breaking the first tackle, and that's really the key to being explosive. Like people always talk about straight line speed and this and that. X averages 21 yards a catch. My G, like what's good? It's all about can that first person tackle you or not. That's how you become an explosive player.
Yeah. No, some of the greats of the past, really, yeah, they'd hit you over the top, but a lot of times it was underneath stuff. They make a couple of guys miss and they were gone. Roscoe Parrish, Reggie
Yes, sir.
Wayne, Santana Moss. They would always do that. So, but let me ask you, like last year, because it was some of the same guys. Do you think last year was just a question of they hadn't quite been coached up, they haven't been developed to that point, or do you think the scheme had a lot to do with it, like them just not getting that separation?
Well, the scheme X was hurt. The O line was probably the biggest thing, and then obviously TVD not being there. So like it was just not in the receiver's favor to be like not an environment to produce. To be honest, you had a coach that everybody knew was on the way out. Didn't work out. And then you have, a quarterback coach that was rumored to be beefing with that coach on the way out. Like, like it was just a fresh reset was needed. I think I always spoke highly of this room. Jacoby's been this talented for a long time. X has been this good for a long time. Kobe Young, shout out to Coach KB and even Coach Gaddis for helping him develop into what he is now. But honestly, I think Coach Feld has the most to do with Kobe Young's success because his body is what really just turned him into now a complete receiver. So yeah, everybody's made strides, but they've been this talented. Like we just needed a scheme and TVD healthy. All the people who are trying TVD, man, like it's only one game, so we'll keep it moving. And but I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So aside from those top three guys that have really showed out so far, like who are who else in that room? Like maybe like an Isaiah Horton or somebody, or like a Ray Ray. Who are you looking to maybe like in the next couple of games? Because I think they have the opportunity to with the level of competition. Who do you think might have a chance to break out a little bit more in this offense aside from those top three guys?
I would have to go with Isaiah Horton because if I was being real, if anybody earned an opportunity to get more snaps, I think it'd have to be Horton. So just out of he made the play, to be honest with you, and so he should get first snap or first go off the bench to get in there. So I would say Horton, but I do think that Ray when Restrepo subs out, in the first game it was Brashard going in. This last game it was Ray going in. Didn't get the ball much or actually at all. But that was a change. So he could, if he's in the second team, he'll get some snaps. They could potentially reward Brashard with some gimmick plays and stuff like that on offense because he's ran back a kick return. Let's get him the ball in space. That sounds like a good idea. So we'll see, but I'll definitely go with Horton. I think everyone has a case to play, like all the things I just mentioned. So, but I would have to go Horton because you would just have to. I think in TVD's mind, he knows he could throw that deep ball to him.
Yeah, exactly. And you got other guys like you said, Ray Ray. You even got like Robbie Washington, who's waiting in the wings, kind of. So you got some dudes. But the crazy.
Mark
Oh, and
Hurt.
Tyler Harrell as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with Tyler Harrell. But I do know that it's hard to take the first three off the field. So that's just what it
Yeah.
is. And so he's gotten snaps, but it's hard to take Jacoby out for him, even though Tyler Harrell has this speed. Jacoby's going deep, 64-yard touchdowns. X is going deep, 50-yard play to swing the momentum. Kobe Young's been going deep, like that's why I say like everybody gets so fascinated with the speed. Like there's so much aspects of playing receiver that you could beat somebody early, stack them, and they're dead no matter what, and you can be explosive. So It's nice to see a lot of that catch up to the room, and then credit to Coach KB for the development that he takes his pride in. Talking to recruits that I train a couple receivers that are going to be that are getting recruited by Miami, and they tell me all the time that KB's always giving them points on their releases and everything, and that he's telling them like, you come here, like you getting first rounded, because like it's definitely some development going on in that room.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they're doing it really without much tight end play, because you got McCormick in there, who's really more of a lead blocker than anything. He did make one clutch catch on a third down, but like,
He's been
Arroyo's got, what was that?
he's been excellent. McCormick
Yeah. Oh, he's been awesome. He's just been
surprised
crushing
me.
people
Surprised me, really did. He's changed. He's been an impact player.
for sure. No, he's blowing open holes on every running play. It's like he comes into the game and I'm like, oh, here, like third and short, second and short. I'm like, oh, here's a run, and they probably know it too, but they can't stop it.
Yeah, like every highlight play. Think about the Mark Fletcher long touchdown is McCormick in that blocking three people. You think of this last game. What touchdown was it? Pretty much every single one. McCormick's blocking for it. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I'm super hyped about that. But yeah, like you said, tight ends haven't really done much in the passing game. But I think that's because there's been a no Jaleel Skinner sighting. Arroyo's banged up, and then Riley Williams got one pass, but he's just in there blocking too. So they're just really riding that receiver room, and then running backs that can catch it out the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, this game tomorrow, I cannot wait to see certain freshmen, especially Riley Williams is one guy that I hope to see a little bit more of, because that dude, as far as ceiling, he might have the highest in that room. But that's just me. The dude's like what, 6'5", 6'6", 250.
No, he's like 267 or something, or 6'6".
Riley, 6'6".
Yeah, 6'6", 6'7". Yeah, he's tall.
That's insane.
He's
And
really
just
tall. Yeah,
and probably still growing. That's the crazy thing.
yeah, he's like 18.
Yeah. No, that's definitely one guy I want to see tomorrow. But yeah, and speaking of young guys, the future, we did land a big time commit, Waden Charles out of
Palm Beach Central.
Out of Palm Beach Central. Bigger kid. He's like 6'2", something like that, like 180. Yeah, like 185, 190, something like that. He's got some length.
Yeah, good. I've seen him plenty of times.
Yeah.
I've seen him. He played for DEF CON, so we've gone against him with Raw. So I've seen him pretty much every tournament, and I saw him at the FAU camp when I was there with my little brother's team. Yeah, he's explosive. He goes deep. He's my type of guy. He's the type of guy in this offense that you go trips right, and then he's on the left side, the back side, and you're throwing that one-on-one ball too, because he is his handle name is Take Him Deep 9. He wears number 9, so that's my type of guy. Like that is my type of guy. But his ability to high point the football is insane. When it comes to head topping, he's really him with it. So this was a really big commitment, because there was rumors that he was close to committing, and it never happened. And then this game kind of solidified it. And now like there's some 25 receivers that are the boat is might be tight to get in this class, low key. Like we might have to take 5, because bro, like we're literally in it with a good amount of 25 receivers, and KB doing his thing. One just popped. There's whispers of others, and the behind the scenes talk is about KB is blowing. And now that he got Coach Dawson doing what he do on offense, taking shots up, 2 minutes in the court in the fourth, and we could be running the ball, and he's saying we're not going to be complacent, right? That's on these kids' phone right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you? It was so great to hear, so refreshing to hear from him, like in that midweek presser. That yeah, if you're conservative, you're going to get beat, is basically what he said. I don't know if you caught that, but that was so refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially to recruits.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, look, we're trying to go after guys like Jeremiah Smith, for example. We're trying to lure in like the best of the best. And in your opinion, I mean, I know it's only one win, But how much did that one win like really get things cranking as far as like even future classes like 25, 26 in for quarterbacks and receivers? Does they see that offense, and like how important is it not just playing on a winning team but playing in a certain type of offense?
Yeah, I'm positive Luke Nichols extremely happy. So he might be the happiest one out of everybody. So everybody's extremely happy. I mean, we get a receiver to buy in 2025 who's one of the best down here. So that's just it is what it is. When you look at that standpoint, he's one of the best down here, and you're in the running for literally. It's crazy. Like the best receivers down here, you're in the running for in 2025. The Nashawn Montgomerys, the Cortez Mills, the Wade and Charles, you got committed. Kamari Williams, also, JJ. We're gonna just keep chopping it. You already have Chance. There's others that want to be on board, like Kobe Howard. You have a great chance to keep building that relationship with. That is, yeah, we have some options. Donovan, I can't even pronounce his name right, but he plays at IMG. He played with us for one term when we won in New Orleans, but he's a 4-star stud that he definitely likes Miami. Be wearing the gear as well, so it's deep in that receiver. We're in it for a good amount, and this is showing. And if we continue to do so, it's only going to make more kids just want to jump because, whew, that was a good performance, bro. You go to all these kids that go to the UNCs or they go to the Tennessees or they go to the Ohio States is because they want to have these 3 touchdown type games, these Jacoby George type games. So you can show them that they could just do it here. It's going to be rocking.
Yeah, you remember like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, they were saying Mario can't recruit wide receivers.
They say everything. It's a different narrative every day.
I know, and that was really because, I mean, I feel like they kind of put all their eggs in that Brandon Innes basket towards the end of the year, and like literally everything went wrong for him not to come here. So, is what it is. But um, but yeah, man. As far as you know, thoughts for tomorrow. Obviously we're playing Bethune Cookman. It's should be a dominant victory. Hopefully that's what we get. What are you hoping to see tomorrow? Like just not just from the receivers, team in general. Like what are you going to be looking for if anything?
Everybody stay healthy. We got nicked up that Texas A&M game. Some guys are nicked up, so definitely I'm looking for nobody get hurt. Obviously the emotional moment with Cam, or well, not moment, but night with it. So yeah, just everybody stay healthy and make it home safe, and everybody be happy. So that'll be my main thing. But as far as on the field performance, I'll be looking to see how aggressive, how much we give Emory on his plate, because I don't think the second team receivers and the young Robbie Washington and Ray, when they get let loose whenever it's their turn, like they're not going to just be run blocking and doing just the basics. Like they're going to see Emory in a in a live game setting, running that offense. Hey, if they're giving us this look, you better throw it. So that's really what I'm excited about is what do they put on Emory's plate.
Do you think we get to see? I mean, if they're trying to preserve both red shirts, I don't know if we'll see Emory and Jakari in the same game, or do you think we see both of them? Like, who would you put in if you were
This
Mario?
not both of them better play because we're talking about saving red shirts in this. Like this is a game where you should play everybody. You don't want TVD and realistically playing past halftime, and sometimes I don't even like that. If it's well in hand. If it's well in hand, get TVD out and let Jakari, and I'm cool with a quarter each. I'm fair. I don't mind. So I'm cool with that. But it would be Emory's second game, and then it would be Jakari's first. But you'll never get Emory more snaps than this game. So why not? Like, there's no way he doesn't play this game.
That's how I feel. Like I've heard people arguing, oh, which one do you play? It's like this is a great game to especially get Emory in as a true freshman because this is where he could really like sharpen his toolkit against, you know, an opponent that it's not going to be too much of a threat for him. He could try out some things without worry. You're not putting him in against North Carolina on the road or anything like that. And if a situation like that does come up, God forbid, he's more ready because he has game experience. And then see this comment here. Jakari hopefully throwing the ball better. Yeah, I hope so too. Do you think they're gonna? I mean, I probably know the answer to this already, but for Jakari, you think they're still working on him to, be a better passer? Or you think at this point would you kind of refocus him to be more of like more run packages, like run first packages, or would you still?
Well, I mean, no, they're still developing him as a passer. That was the plan for him to redshirt. He was supposed to redshirt last year. He couldn't because he had to step up. So, that was been the plan. And so, yeah, he's just working on that. And I think that regardless, they were going to use those 4 games so he could help, manufacture a run game if needed. So, because that's just God given talent. So that's really not something that he has to rep. He just put him out there, and you get the extra numbers when it's the quarterback running in the box. So he could definitely get his 4 games in. So yeah, I wouldn't making the argument about who would play. It should be both, or if not, just one being Emery.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day after seeing Riley Leonard from Duke run all over Clemson the way he did. Um, I could totally see Jakari doing that. I'm not saying we're going to beat Clemson or anything. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I was picturing that in my mind. I'm like, oh man, because Jakari is every bit of 6'4", 200 plus pounds, and can fly. Like,
Yeah, no, he's an impressive athlete.
he's dangerous with the ball in his hands. So I don't know. I would not be against it if they give that a try. But yeah, man. No, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I didn't want to have you on too long because I know you gotta prep for your guys' show. For those who I'm sure most of the chat knows, but for those who don't know, you got your 3 Live Kane show on Wednesdays, right? Is that like regular every Wednesday?
Yes, sir. 9 p.m.
Nice. And I know you do your film breakdowns, which are awesome.
Appreciate
when,
you.
when you do them about receivers, especially, I love hearing about that because I always learn something about like technique and whatnot. And it's like, damn, it's really not just about quickness and speed. You got to using your hips and your hands and all that stuff. It's interesting, man. I'm a nerd for that stuff. So
Yeah, got to be a junkie, man. Got to get open, separation.
yeah, it's so much of its technique. Like, you know, the greatest of all time, Jerry Rice. Didn't he run like a 4.8 or some crap like that?
Yeah, bro. It's all about technique. God given talent helps, especially in Power 5 football. But that technique make it break you. That's why the room is in good hands with Coach KB because he focused on the right things.
Yeah, man. Well, looking forward to more of that. A lot more points scored, a lot more touchdowns, and more wins. But Stevo, I'm going to stay on a few more minutes, but I know you probably got to get ready for your show. So, if you got to go, I'll let you take off and, chill and prepare for that. But no, thank you for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, fam. So I'll catch you. Not Temple's an away game, so I'll catch you first game back after.
G Tech, yeah, no, I'll definitely be there for G Tech, 100%.
All right, fam. Y'all boys smash that like button.
All right, man. Go Canes. Take care, man. All right, so that was wide receiver guru Stevo. You can catch him again on. Is it 2? Wait, now Greg has me confused. Is it 2 Live Canes or 3 Live Canes? Now I'm confused. I think it's 3 Live Canes, bro. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, he has a show tonight at 9. Go catch that. Let's see if I missed any questions or comments that I wanted to highlight. See how they're playing mid-season. 3. It is 3, right? Yeah, 3 Live Canes. All right. Yeah, Greg be confusing me, man. Yeah, but looking forward to that game tomorrow, man, for different reasons than a typical big game. I think every game is big. Every game has its importance. This one, it's to get valuable experience for those backups, for those true freshmen. I love this new rule that they made a few years ago that you can play up to 4 games and still preserve your red shirt. This is definitely one of those games. Get the young guys in there, sharpen those all the tools in their toolkit, all the things that they want to try out in games. This would be a good game to do it. Weather forecast for now looks good, so hopefully it's going to be a nice dry game. Beautiful weather, and yeah, hopefully we jump out to a huge lead. like Stevo was alluding to, I don't want to see our boys, our starters in there more than 2 quarters. If they're playing in the second half, something went very wrong. I don't think Mario's going to do that. I'm thinking, I'm getting flashbacks to that 2018 game against FIU, not the 2019 game, the 2018 game, the one that was at Hard Rock that we beat them. We were up like 31-0. Like we sneezed and we were up like 5 touchdowns. And in that one, I remember Malik Rozier was the starter. He played like a quarter and a half, something like that. And then they put in Nkosi. That was kind of Nkosi's tryout. But that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. I don't want to see more, like halfway through the second quarter, the starter should already be coming out. TVD should already be coming out. I mean, he's playing on a short week. He should be on a very strict pitch count. And it should be mostly handoffs, honestly. It should be a lot like last year. We beat them 70-13. And I feel like we threw the ball like a handful of times. So it should be more of that. I don't want to see guys like Matt Lee in there in the second half. Just no, that should not be happening. I know Matt Lee stayed in the game against Miami of Ohio a little longer for Emory's. I think first couple of drives for Emory, he stayed in the game. And I get why you want your reliable leader of a center to, you want him to kind of steady the young man, the young freshman at quarterback, to be like a steady presence for him. You know what I mean? But there's also certain guys I don't want to get nicked up, and he's definitely one of them. So, yeah, some of those starting linemen, they need to be out by halftime for sure. You got to, whoever your backup center is, get him some reps. Let's see. Stevo has not responded if turtles are fish. Is that like an inside joke or something? I saw you say that earlier, and I'm like, I'm not going to put that up because I have no idea what that means. I don't know if that's an inside joke with you guys. You'll have to explain it to me. I'm okay with half a quarter with TVD. Now, he's going to play at least a quarter, that's for sure. It's going to be kind of like an NFL preseason game, probably like a quarter and a half, maybe. Jump out to as soon as you have like a 3 touchdown lead, out. Yep, it is an inside joke. Okay, I'm a little behind, but those are just some of my thoughts for tomorrow. Definitely stay healthy. That's number one. Stay healthy. Get a nice easy W. Again, I say this with a caveat: no disrespect to Bethune-Cookman. They're going to come in to play hard. We better not come out flat. I have seen times in the past where we haven't lost to them, but I'm thinking. I was thinking of, I want to say it was Al Golden's last year that we opened the season against them. And I think it happened a couple times against Bethune-Cookman that we came out flat, and we pulled away eventually, obviously, but we just came out flat. 2017, the opener, I remember that game. Really, Mark Walton is who helped us pull away in that game. The score wasn't like anything impressive. I think we beat them like 31-10, 33-10, something like that. So I don't want a flat showing, like coming out flat like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't foresee that happening. You're hearing about Coach Cristobal. I think he said on one of his media appearances, I want to say it was the Mario Cristobal show. He came out and said, yeah, the team is challenging me to challenge them, to push them. They want me to push them. One thing I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, there's a lot more on-field leadership on this team, which prevents those letdowns. Not just guys like Cam, TVD. While I've been a little critical about his lack of vocal leadership, he leads in other ways. He leads by example, and he's certainly led by example. If you're doing the job on the field and you're dominating, maybe you don't need to be that much of a vocal leader. I don't know. You got Matt Lee, of course, huge leader. Francisco Malinois, leader. James Williams becoming a bit of a leader on the field. So that's super important. Going through the rigors of a 12-game season that, you guys are getting nicked up. You're playing through injuries. You're playing on short weeks like this to be able to get you through, to get you through some of these weeks where there might be an energy letdown, an emotional letdown. Yeah, here for its actions speak louder. Inez must improve. Inez was Outland Trophy Player of the Week, man. Like I mean, yeah, I always say there's always room for improvement. You should always keep pushing to get better. But Inez was a monster in that game. Let's see. I want to see Bane get his first sack. I think you're going to see over under on Bane's sacks tomorrow night. I'll put it at 2.5. Do you guys think it's going to be more or less? You let me know before I log off here. Cooper Dragon Parish was amazing. Yeah, that was. Hoodie Girl made a good point on, I think she was on Donald's show earlier this week, that Inez Cooper just looked bored. When you're 6'6", 345, in shape at 345. Out of shape, he's like 400. But, man, that dude just is a people mover. 3? Okay. I'm going to say he gets 2. I think he gets 2.5 sacks. The Bane Wayne show could be one to watch tomorrow for sure. That's the future right there. That's the future right there. All right, guys. Short show. Unfortunately, I can't stay on too much longer. But please go tune into 3 Live Canes a little later. Thank you, Stevo, for coming on again, giving us his insight on like the wide receivers and with some wide receiver recruiting and what's to come. Very, very excited about that. But wish I could be on like another half hour. But unfortunately, I got other commitments I got to run off to. But go Canes. Hopefully we jump out to a very fast, easy, clean, dominant win tomorrow. Again, great weather on the forecast tomorrow, so that's a good sign. Yeah, hope we get that. But anyways, go Canes. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.